Hey everybody, Patty Ann here. Today I wanted to answer Elaine's question. She wanted to know, hey, can I add a hole or something on top of a rectangle as if I'm making like an arched doorway in something and just delete that hole out of the door? And yeah, you sure can. It's easiest to do it in Stitch Artist Level 3, but I'll show you something that you can also do in Stitch Artist Level 2, I think it is. But anyway, let's check it out. Okay, as you can see over here in the objects panel, I have one design and one part that makes it up, one object in it. And that's how I started with the square and I cut the door out of it. So I'm going to delete that so we can start again. All I do is come up here. Remember, I have on my create mode, and I'm going to get right here. Click on this, use the down button because I want to get the square. So I'm kind of making the doorway. There's the door, and I could fill it in so you could see it better with a fill stitch by going right here. Okay, there's the fill, the door. And as Elaine said, she wants to cut an oval out of this as if it's a rounded or an arched doorway. So to do that, all she needs to do is come over here again to these shapes, click on the down arrow and get the, excuse me, the circle, and then she can draw it however she likes. And I can move it over, center it, or whatever. And then as you can see over here in the objects panel, I have two objects, the rectangle and the circle, okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab both of these, and this is what you do in Stitch Artist Level 3. You're going to come up here to these icons over here because this is Stitch Artist Level 3, and this one right here says Logical Subtract. Remove the area that is overlapped. So we have the square, we have the rectangle, and then overlapping that is the circle. So I'm going to remove the area that's overlapped. So that will remove the circle. Watch when I click on it and see what happens in the objects panel. Check it out. So now, and if I fill it again so that you can see it more clearly, now you can see exactly what we have. We have a rectangle or a door or a wall with a door cut out of it. And now I'm going to show you the alternative way to do it. You're going to open up a new page. And we could draw another square. And we could fill that in. And we could come here, draw a circle. And that's filled in automatically. Now we have the two things. I could make this and go right up to the bottom like that. And I could scroll way in so I could see if it's at the bottom, or with those both selected, I could come up here to turn this part off and go to this, which is align and distribute. And I want them aligned to the bottom, apply. So now they're perfectly aligned to the bottom. But what I wanted to do to show you was, with both of those selected, I can come up here when I'm in Stitch Artist Level 1, I can come up here to create, outline, combine holes. And see what that did? That cut that right out of there, but you're left with a little bit down here, and I'm not exactly sure how to get rid of that yet for you. But you could do that if you wanted to, and if you had something else that you could put in the doorway, maybe just some steps or something like that. That's one way you could do it with Stitch Artist Level 1. The other way with a subtract is with Stitch Artist Level 3. Okay, so you may be wondering, okay, while we're here in Stitch Artist 3, why don't you show me one other thing we can do with that, Patty Ann? Okay, so here it is. All right, this is it right here. And what this is we're adding a break line to a closed shape. So if you look over here in the objects panel, you'll see there are two pieces that make up this circle. Well, it actually started out as just one. So let me show you how to do that. We're going to go to the circle right here in the shapes, draw a circle. All right, So let me delete this guy now so he doesn't confuse us. Okay, we have this shape, right? I'm going to select it. In Stitch Artist Level 3, there's this button right here that says Add a break line to a closed shape. So I'm going to click on that. And I want to go ahead and come way over here because I want to draw freehand right now. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to click here and just start drawing. When I get to the end, I'm going to right click to end it. Okay, nothing has happened over here yet, but when I come up here to where it says cut the object at the break line, now notice I have two things here. I can take them apart like this. I can put them back together. I can color them separately. And this one I can make some other color or some other type of fill. Let's see, let's make that orange. I love orange and pink together. Where's orange? Oh, I passed it. Well, that's not my favorite orange, but that's okay. Okay, so there's orange and pink. So you can see how nicely you can do that. Say, you know, there may be a reason at some point you need to cut something in half, and that really works well in this program. Okay, so the other thing I did was this. I just had a heart. Where did I get the heart? Let's move this guy over here. And you can look at it for a moment and might as well delete it so we can start fresh. I'll come up here to the Merge Designs. And in the Merge Designs, there's tons of designs up here. There's the Embrilliance outlines. You know, I have Ace 3 wine, so I have things there. Applique, lots of stuff in here. You'll be able to find some of these things if you go ahead and go to the blog on the Embrilliance website. And I'm going to go up here to Embrilliance Outlines. And now I'll go to a heart, any one, and say OK, and make it larger. And again, I'll come up here to make it Create menu. If you don't have Stitch Artist, you won't have that. You have to have Stitch Artist level 1 at least to have Create. I have level 3, and that's why I'm showing you this. You can go to the path, and I can do freehand again if I want to. And I can just start drawing here like this. When I get to the end, right click. Then I need to come up here where it says cut the object at the break line, right, like that. And notice I now have two pieces. And you know, this could be kind of fun. I've seen friends before that have shirts and things like that that match, you know, or I don't know, maybe spouses, I don't know. But anyway, so we could put a fill on that one. And the fill color I put on this one was, I got to select it first, was blue, just because I thought maybe the person was blue. I'll make this one gold. So there it is, just like that. And of course you can move it over with the arrows on your keyboard if you'd like. Get it lined up nicely. And I could line it up even a little better than that. But anyway, that was just to show Elaine two different ways that she could try to use this program to go ahead and make an arched door in a wall. So level 3 makes the perfect one. Stitch Artist level 1, you can do it, but you'll have that little bit of a line down below, which I'm not sure how to get rid of yet, but you might be able to cover that with steps or stairs or flowers or whatever. Okay, the next question I was asked was, how do you inflate something? Can you do that in Stitch Artist level 1 or 2? Well, the Inflate button is in Stitch Artist level 3, and I'll show you that in a minute. But before that, depending on what you want to do, you can do some stuff in Stitch Artist level 2. It's called Contour the Filled Area. So for example, let's look at this. So I'm going to merge in a design by clicking right here. And I'll just merge in this cute little bunny and say OK. And there's the cute little bunny that I've merged in. And we're doing the Stitch Artist level 2 Contour the Filled Area. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this bunny in with there we go, with some stitches. And then I'm going to contour him. So I'm going to come up here where it says contour the filled area like that. And check it out, look what happens. It automatically contours it just like that. And I can change the number of contours that I like. And why would you want to do this? Well, maybe you have an applique here and you want to, do this contour lines for quilting around it. Okay, so let's see. Let me grab that guy. So let's imagine that there's an applique in here, and we'll go to the stitch simulator, and it'll just show you how it's going to stitch out around and around and around, right? Like that. Okay, so that's just one reason why you might want to use it. Let's look back here again. Let me delete that bunny. Let's try one more time in the contour filled area. So we're going to add another design. Let's add a heart this time. Okay, and since it says we're going to, well, we have to open up Create menu. Since it says we're going to contour the filled area, let's fill this area. So I'll come up here and fill it. Okay, and then I'm going to contour it, and I'm going to decide how many things I want to contour it by there, and I can tell it how far apart to make those contour lines. Check that out. So see, once again, then this would just sew and sew and sew, just like that. So that's how you can contour things, and depending on what you were wanting to do, that might suffice, and that's Stitch Artist Level 2. In Stitch Artist Level 3, you actually have the Inflate buttons. Remember, Stitch Artist Level 3 are these buttons over here, and this one is the Inflate Objects button. So let's come back here to the Merge a Design, and let's see, let's merge the dog bone and say OK. Here's our dog bone. And if I want to inflate this dog bone, and I just have one of them, when I come up here to Inflate Objects, and I make it inflate it, it looks like there are two dog bones here, right? Can you see that it looks like there are two? But when I say OK, it goes to one, and there's just the inflated dog bone. Okay, that's not really, well, that might be what you want. Maybe that's what you want, just one inflation. But if you want it to be more like what you've done over here, I'll show you how you can do that. So I'm going to hit the undo button to go back to the dog bone where there's just the one here. And before I inflate it, I'm going to duplicate it by going to Control Copy it, and then Control V as in Victor to paste it. I don't know why they say a V for pasting, but it's what it is. So over here, you'll see the second dog bone is highlighted, and I'm going to come up here and inflate it. I can choose however far I want to inflate it, and whether I want to soften the corners or not, and whether I want the holes to remain or to remove the holes. I'm just going to leave this part free like it is for now. I just wanted to show where the inflate button is. And when I say OK, it looks like there are two, and there truly are two now because we duplicated it. Now, if I just click on the second one and inflate it and say OK, it's going to delete that one and just save the inflated one. Hope this is making some sense. So if I want to have another total new dog bone inflated from the size of this one, first I have to copy this one, Control C, paste one here, Control V. You can't tell that it's there because they're right on top of each other, but notice now all of a sudden there are three dog bones. Try it for yourself. Pause this and try it. But anyway, on this one now, if I want to inflate it, come right here, Inflate Objects, inflate it however much I want, and say OK. And since I had another object, it's going to stay there. Now I have three pieces. And again, if I want to, I could grab these. I'll just come up here and say copy, and I'll bring them to a new page so you can see what they're going to do when they stitch out. Right now, if I try to stitch these out, check it out, there is nothing here. Do you know why? Because all of these things over here are just lines. I need to change them into stitches. So in order to do that, I go back here to the create mode and I'll just change them into run stitches for now. So run. So now all three of these layers of the bones are run stitches. And now if I go to the stitch simulator, notice what's going to happen. It's going to do one of the dog bones, then the second one, then a third one. So once again, why might you want to do this? You may have an applique and you want to put these stitches around it. One of the reasons why you might like to use the inflate mode is that you can inflate and have these different amounts apart. So for example, let's see, maybe I can still do this. Let's copy and paste. Now we have this one. Let's inflate this one quite a bit more. Let's make this one way out there and say okay. And now check it out. Now, this is what would happen if we ran this. First, it would do the center, then the next, and the next, and then way out there, the next one. So that's pretty cool. So anyway, I hope this helps. I hope you enjoyed learning about a little bit more about Stitch Artist Level 2 and 3. If you have any questions about it, please let me know down below or email me. Also, if you're in the market to buy either Stitch Artist Level 2 or 3, or maybe even Level 1, maybe the thumbnailer, check out my link down below for Embrilliance. You can get them all there, and I get a teeny commission, and I sure appreciate it because it motivates me to keep making these videos for you guys. So again, thanks again. See you again soon. Bye.